Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Honk honk, everyone. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. I'm so excited to get into this with you. It is the best of St. Meghan Markle. It is on fire over there. If you haven't been, I'm going to hit some of the high points. We're going to have some laughs, and I can't wait to get your comments on this one because you're going to have a lot of thoughts on all of this, including a Diana story that I kind of fell down a rabbit hole researching, and I want to talk about with you all. It ties back into Meghan. But guys, again, I'm Jen. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're here. Now let's get into this. So over on St. Meghan Markle, it is all abuzz with this. Let's take a look. So this is from Locksmith Far 9486, and it says, ladies and gentlemen, Lady Meghan Spencer, they could be twins. Laughing emoji. So this mediocre mafia member posted this saying, calling her Lady Meghan Spencer. I'm sorry. Okay. It's a twerking video. Are we really going to throw around the word lady? Just asking. Okay. And also the Diana comparison of it all. So I want to talk about this for just a second. Do you guys know the story of this? If not, let me tell you the story of this. There are no videos of this. Unfortunately, just these photos taken. It was from the Royal Opera House. Is that what it's called? Hold on. It is from, the Royal Opera House. Okay. And what it was she and Charles in 1985 had gone to a show. Well, she had a surprise plan that he didn't know about. So she got up halfway through the show, excused herself to the ladies' room. Well, she comes out on stage and she dances. She dances to Uptown Girl. It was her choice, the song, supposedly. And this is all according to stuff I found online. It was her choice. And she wanted to dance to Uptown Girl. I wish we had a video of that. But look how beautiful she looks. Look how regal, royal, elegant. I love it. Okay. Then you have this. Are we really going to compare the two? Really? I don't think so. Whatever's going on here, I've done separate videos on this. You can definitely go check those out. But no, one has nothing to do with the other. Nothing. The only similarity is you can't take your eyes off either, but for opposite reasons. Diana, again, you just want to stare at her and think, wow, she's lovely. Yeah, I just stare at this and say, what is going on? What is this? How are you going to demand me in the line of succession? Okay. Or your children to be in the line of succession. You're there doing this. The mediocre mafia was saying they could be twins. Yep. I don't know. Maybe the top one is in on the joke because they did laughing emoji, and then the Sussex fan doesn't get it. Oh my goodness, totally twins. I'm sorry, that left picture will never not be funny to me. Somebody once described it as her, I don't like bathroom humor, doing bathroom stuff. And then we have Diana on the right. No comparison whatsoever. And then we have this monstrosity right here. No comparison whatsoever. That dress is so bad. It doesn't matter. Even though she fixed it in reward, it's still the worst thing I've ever seen. Again, if you're new here, I call it the boobs East and West dress. Why would you want your boobs to do that? We want them pulled together, not apart. I don't understand that. There you go, up close. And then beautiful Diana in red. I love that dress. I think that's really, really a stunning dress, stunning color on her. Look at her. All right. So let's read some comments about this. Puzzle-headed bear says, this is truly getting out of hand, but in a good, funny, snarky way. On another note, congrats to the Montecito Minimalist for getting the tote. Recollections may vary. Montecito Minimalist is through St. Meghan Markle, and they got a plug on Maureen Callahan. Very cool. Plain Sport says, nightmare boobs. I know, right? Again, we want them together, not apart. I don't understand. I'm talking through gritted teeth. It makes no sense. All right. Invisible Rider says, I swear that gown was a bunch of pieces of other gowns that didn't quite fit. So Carolina Herrera Made a Frankenstein gown with them. Yeah, I tend to fall in that camp as well. I can't make sense out of it. And of all things, that's the one they featured on the Netflix show. Remember they were like getting her sewn into or whatever, and like Harry's pretending to check her out and saying, "Look at that." Oh, it's like, oh God, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. That proves that they don't talk to each other. Because if they did and they actually liked each other, she would have told him, you can't write this in the book Spare through 90% of that. And he would have told her, what are you wearing? But he would never do that. I'm just saying, like a real couple, you would get each other's opinions on things and welcome their feedback. I don't know what's going on with those two. Okay. Affectionate Ty says, why do people insist on debasing Diana by comparing her to this repugnant classist woman? I think it's not so much that they're comparing her, it's that people laugh at how hard Meghan is trying to be like her. That's my feeling on the thing. You guys can let me know if you feel differently. Diana was the epitome of European high society. Meghan is trash who twerks and drops on Instagram for attention. Yeah, can't argue with that. All right, let's talk this one because woo, people are still talking about this. Now, I did a separate video on this. You can definitely go check it out. But Forgotten Goldfishes says, Madame posted another photo attempting to convince the world she's sexy, carefree, and unaffected. And don't worry, this gets really fun. And I'm going to have you play along in the comments. Ready? Here we go. But oh, real quick, that's what it is. Does anything look familiar to you guys? Look at this. Look at me. Nobody else is making this comparison, but I'm going to make it. Look. So there's this. And then again, sorry, I'm stalling. Let's go back to this. Is that what we're going for? Is that the look we're trying to achieve? I see some lace. I see a similar kind of cut. Maybe it's a stretch, but still. Are we going for the Diana of it all? Nothing would surprise me. Anybody else would be like, no, but nothing would surprise me with Meghan. Just, I kind of see it there. All right. So back to this monstrosity. So I've talked about this. I just can't understand. So many of you guys in the comments said she looks like Medusa. And I was like, yeah, I see the snakes. I see it. And I'd pointed out how bad it went the first time she went to the beach, right? Is she trying to rewrite the algorithm? Because she went at the beginning of the year. That was her first post, and it's been downhill since then. And that was pretty bad. But let's take a look. So people are pointing out the lace peeking out from underneath her dress, the shocking skin and muscle tone of her arms, which makes her appear decades older. She's spiraling. Her pathological need for attention does not bode well for her kids. I feel so bad for them. Isn't there anyone in their lives who can help them? I don't know. I don't talk about the kids. I'm just talking about the crazy parents. Purple Muskegee says, I too run in the sea in my whitest nightgown. Oh, totally. Me too. Laughing at the waves. Same. Well, a photographer happens to be there to capture this moment of pure joy. And if you don't know what they're talking about, that's something she said over and over and over and over on she said it everywhere, but she said it on the With Love, Meghan, moments of pure joy, like dried flower petals and running around in the ocean, apparently. Kid a Dog says her whole life is one big photo shoot, which is really sad. This particular look she's trying to pass off as joyous, carefree, and sexy is simply not working like she thinks it is. Yeah, I tend to agree with that as well. I don't know what she thinks she looks like. It's that Instagram versus reality. I think she's missing it. Purple Muskegee says it would have been a better success just 12, 15 years ago. I feel like in early 2010s. Now people pay more attention to what's real and what's genuine. For someone who seems to be online a lot and who claims to love authenticity, she doesn't seem to be very aware of what's current. That was again, I go back to With Love, Meghan. That was my critique throughout, and a lot of you guys as well. Everything was very dated, and I'm just going to look this up on Pinterest kind of thing. Let's just see what people are doing. I go back to the flower sprinkles. That is such a dated thing to do. the balloon arch and then presenting it like it's something new and magnificent that she's just discovered. It's like, no, these have been things for a long time. Um, Depends. Okay. So I didn't cut part of it, but basically they're talking about what ad do you think she's doing? 34 countries think she's doing a Depends ad. I love this. Okay, Battle 99988 says everything single thing about her is staged and contrived. Absolutely nauseating. She's an 11-year-old girl, arrested development, has no idea the world clearly sees her affectation. Don't mention when she was 11, Markle will bore a room of thousands again with the story of the dishwashing advert. Oh gosh, she hasn't rolled that thing out lately. It's coming, I'm sure. All right. Okay. Is it Rabital? Says she's stuck in the 90s or early 2000s, just like her husband. My husband is stuck at 12 years old. What a pair they are. Jen, this is the internet. Great name, says more like Maxi Now with wings kind of ad is what I see. That's what I see too. I was laughing so hard. Let me pull back up the picture. Hold on. I was laughing so hard in thinking about this. I'm sorry. I mean, it looks like a tampon ad. Right? They always put women in white, like, yeah, wear this and it'll be no problem. It looks like she's advertising tampons, which is so funny to me. I guess, is that a step up or a step below? The stickers. I don't know. It's not good. I can't understand it. It's just so, what's the word? It's just so out there. I cannot make sense out of this. I would like to point you toward this comment right here, which gave me a pretty good laugh. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, it's not that one. It's this one. My Bobby hat and me. Her Insta posts feel like stock photos that you get with photo frames. I'm assuming Meghan was really impressed by those as a child. That's exactly what it is. I've said the same when she and Has No Balls pose. It seems like the stock photos you get in a photo frame where there's two actors and they don't actually want to touch each other a whole lot or like kiss. So they're just pretending like, hee haw. It's kind of that. But they're right. These photos just are getting more and more like the photo frame photos or worse, or like a tampon ad. Oh my goodness. All right. Far Impressed 1899 says, and she talks about how busy she is. What a flounder. Exactly. She's busy frolicking in the ocean without kids. Isn't that a place where your kids probably want to go, is to the ocean? Asking for a friend. Royally Common says more like a laxative ad. Oh gosh, in the white dress. I'll let you think about what that means. Ooh, ew, 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 ew. No. So I want to play this game with you. I want you to chime in the comments and tell me, what ad does it look like she's in? Tampon? Laxatives? Depends? Some sort of, I don't know. I would say hair ad, but no. The before and a hair ad? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think because this could be a fun game for us. What is she advertising here? Not literally because she's advertising her jewelry, but I can't make sense out of this. What do you think? What crappy ad is she in? Or is it photogram stock photo? It might be that. Let me know in the comments. All right, let's go to, let's see. Oh, there's that flounder. And then here we go. So this was shared by Rescheduled One, and it says, what age do you think Meghan thinks she is? I thought this was such an interesting question. So I thought we could tackle this one. I'm not going to read all this, but in a nutshell, they're saying, we're all aging, we're all getting older. Sometimes we get stuck in our own heads where we feel like a certain age. What age do you think she thinks she is? They're talking about her approaching her 44th birthday and what age do you think she is, because she acts quite childish and immature. Raz 1877 says a young mother around 23. The next person says yes, definitely early 20s. I tend to fall in this camp as well. I think she thinks she's early 20s. I think she's very immature. I think a lot of too much about that red carpet pose where she's like holding hands, and she's done this before with her friend. I think it's to serve two purposes. One, to show that she has a friend, and two, to act very young like that. And then she holds the girl's hand in front of her cash and prizes. Can't make sense out of that. But I've often said, I think she tries to appear coquettish. Ooh, hee, that kind of stuff. She does that pose a lot. And I find that so odd because, well, I'm early 40s and I just wouldn't dream of it. I can't imagine posing on the red carpet. That's so weird. I don't know. I know sometimes on the thumbnails, I'm like, oh, but you kind of have to for YouTube. That's just the thing. You do. It's weird, but your videos actually, they've done studies that your videos do better if you pose with an open mouth. Isn't that weird? That's why you'll see a lot of YouTubers going, oh, oh. So know that that's a thing. But no, in my real life, I would not pose like that. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I think she's early 20s as well. This is from Mean Girls. And it's Amy Poehler saying, I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Probably that. Although it is funny. But then I think, yeah, should I say it? Be nice, not be nice, be nice. Okay, not be nice. I don't think she's around the kids enough to be a cool mom. You know what I mean? Like I don't think she even cares about that. So I don't know. But maybe that's where they're going, like the early 20s of it all. Maybe she's trying for, I don't know. It's pretty funny though. Too Many Feline says, and when the money is gone, she'll blame Harry, who himself is about 13. I think so too. That'll be interesting to watch. I need that televised, like the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard of it all. I need that televised. Okay, Filthy Dwayne that says 19 on Sussex Falls. Says 19. She genuinely thinks she's got what it takes to become an influencer and wants to target college girls. I think so too. But it's such a weird thing to watch because I think this too. I think she thinks she can become an influencer and target these girls. But she also thinks, but she pushes against it because she thinks influencer is beneath her. Isn't that weird? So I think that's one of the weird vibes. We get many weird vibes off of her. One of the weird vibes we get off her. Deep Palm says pictures of Smirkle. I like Smirkle. Wiping, was it Ariel? How have I not heard that? Brow with a washcloth, jewelry, permanent. Why did I say that like that? Jewelry permanently displayed with one tear, left eye go. Probably that. Ms. Swampy says, I can just imagine how supportive, not at all, they will be with one another when one of them suffers a severe illness such as stroke, heart attack, or cancer diagnosis. Now, we don't wish bad things on them, but I get what they're saying. It's that, sticking with your partner kind of thing, and how supportive are they going to be with each other. Deep Palm says nothing is so boring as another couple's love story. That and hearing people's dreams. So if you don't know, people don't want to hear your dreams. I don't tell my dreams. Don't tell your dreams. Unless I'm in it, then you can tell me about it. But don't tell me dreams. I won't tell you my dreams. Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, I would agree. About 90% of the time, a couple's love story is very boring to everybody except for the couple. Once in a while, you hear an interesting one. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I kind of get that, but it is pretty funny. MEP 1969 says, oh ho, but their love story is special because they're far more in love than any other couple who have ever walked the face of the earth. No other couple ever had or ever will have a love like theirs. Don't you know? So I think that's funny. I would say on a serious note, theirs is a little bit more interesting. Not because it's them or any of that. It's because they have 4 different versions of how they've met. What other couple can you think of that have 4 versions of how they met? It is very strange. So that kind of keeps me fascinated because I think, Yeah, typically people don't have 4 versions of how they met. I would understand, like, if it was, even like William and Catherine, they met in college. You might not remember the exact first time you met. You may have had a class together or something like that. I'm sure they remember, but I'm saying anybody else, you you might not remember. If you're coworkers, you don't remember the first time you met and then you fell in love. Okay, fine. I I can't make sense of theirs. Theirs was just 4 different stories of the first time they met. I don't know. All right. It's almost like they're not telling the truth or something. Rescheduled one says she references a lot of movies from her teenage years, either directly or through plagiarism, allegedly. Many of her creative ideas seem to come from pop culture of this era. Yeah, maybe so. So this is where I want you to chime in the comments and let me know, what age do you think Megan's stuck at? In fact, let me know Megan's age. Let me know Harry's age. I'm going to say 22 and 14. Harry can't get over his grievances and he acts like a spoiled, petulant teen. Um, it's not that I think Megan's much more mature. It's not even that. It's more of just thinking about the twerking and stuff like that and the way she just is. So I think she thinks she's early 20s. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I just want you to know I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Make sure that you've hit the thumbs up and subscribed. Make sure you're sharing this video and all the things so I continue to grow. In case you didn't know, I do have Goose Adventures right here at Goose Adventure. It's my weight loss journey. I'm down 130 some odd pounds. You can find out how I did it, what steps I took, and what I ate and all that stuff. You can see my before and my after. There you go. Not the same person, right? Not even kind of the same. Okay, fine. I always get comments. I'm the same person. I'm just a different exterior, I guess is the way to say that. But I feel like some of the interior has changed as well. I'm reading the best book right now. I'll tell you about that at the end. If you want to hear about my book, stay with me. I do want to give a shout out. Let me take this down. Goose Adventures is my weight loss journey. Check that out. I just did a video, let's see, where I posted exactly the foods that I ate to help me achieve the weight loss. I did it drug-free, surgery-free, all that stuff, because I get asked that a lot. But I want to thank my Patreon peeps first, and then I'm going to tell you about this book I'm reading. Okay. I would like to say a big shout out and a special thank you to my Patreon members. That's right, the lovely geese and ganders you see on the screen before you, my executive producers. You mean the world to me. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you for supporting my show. Thank you for being there. I hope you're enjoying the bonus content. If you're not aware, I'm on patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. It's my old name. It's got tons of bonus content over there, hundreds of videos. You can check it out if you're interested. And again, thank you to those who support me over there. No matter what tier you're on, thank you for being there and supporting me. I appreciate it. This book, I want to thank Dylan from Winning Communications for recommending it. Winning Communication. It's Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a self-help book, and I am so very much enjoying it. It says tiny changes, remarkable results. And that's the whole point of the book, is these small changes that lead you to big things. I'm loving it. I'm finding it applies to so many aspects of my life. So I'm not paid to promote it. I'm just telling you it's a really good book and I'm getting a lot of takeaways from it. I'm going to talk more about it on Patreon. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out. But I'm just telling you, this is a book I'm reading and I'm very much enjoying it, about the power of habit and how it can be life-changing. It's funny, even with this weight loss that I've been through, I didn't realize the way I think about that. He's kind of explaining in this book the way I had to handle myself and change myself to get where I am are some of the things he's discussing in the book. And that's pretty cool. So anyway, it's called Atomic Habits. I highly recommend it. Let's see, how far am I into this book? I still have about, I don't know. I still have a ways to go, but I'm enjoying the heck out of it. It's not a super long book. I think the whole thing was like 6 or 7 hours, and I think I have like 4 hours left, but it's a really good book. I have made a page of notes for myself of takeaways from this book so far. So anyway, that's my recommendation. If you have a self-help book that you like, let me know. I like anything that I'm looking to always get better and improve every area of my life, any area that I can. So if you have a self-help book, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I cannot wait to bring you more stuff like this. Have the best day. Bye-bye.